Hey people, I've been working a lot lately. I got to unload this truck and go pick up a check, and then I'll have time to start taking care, maybe make a movie. But I haven't been taking care of my yard. And this is what I get out of it for leaving it alone. There's it's called a dewberry. It's just like a blackberry, except it grows on the vine. It doesn't stand up tall like a blackberry. And it's one of my favorite weeds that grows here. I can catch them all along the wall. I haven't had time to pick them. But that's what neglect to the yard does. And the spirit's in tune and it takes care. So these are handy. You can eat them, or if you take a leather glove or a piece of cardboard and strip the outer bark and briars off, they're real pliable. You can use them to weave baskets. And this is a plantain grass. And you find the young ones growing, and you eat those leaves, and that's the most nutritious thing you can eat. That's more nutritious than any vegetable that you can get at the grocery store. These clovers, we used to eat those out in the field a lot when we were kids. The rabbits love them. Anything the rabbits eat, you can eat. So all these weeds are all edibles when you don't have time to take care of your garden. And this is called a morphine lettuce. And this is it here too. And you break those leaves and dry them and smoke them, and that's the morphine right inside there, that milk. You can pull the whole plant. As soon as you break it, you'll see it starts to melt there. And you pull the whole plant up and dry the root and smoke it, or any way to concentrate. That milk is a natural painkiller. So these berries is looking good. This is the mess in front of my front door. And they make excellent wine and pie. And if it hasn't rained much, they get real sweet. And try to get them before the heavy rains. Yum. So this used to be everybody's favorite, was that little yellow flowered clover. And I don't know if kids eat them today. We used to call it sour grass. It just tasted sour. This is the old wild onion we used to eat a lot when we were kids. And this is the time for honeysuckles and grapes. These old wild grapes come on out and start to bear fruit. And these old honeysuckles, we used to eat these when we was kids. Break it off and suck the sugar out of them like the bees do. This is banana trees, or it's a plantain. It puts out a little small banana, and they grow huge. You gotta mow them down to nothing every year. That's last year's. And once they put out bananas, they won't put out again. You cut the tree down. But you got to get a long growing season in order to get them to produce. My chestnut I cut back to nothing this winter, and it grows a sea urchin looking fruit on it that you peel open, and you can eat them. They're not the tastiest. Mama makes a chestnut dressing at Thanksgiving with them, but you don't want them anywhere you have to walk, because they put out spines like a sea urchin. Pecan tree, it's in the hickory family, and it puts out the sweetest nut grown in America. Imagine if you go to the grocery store to get them, it probably costs you $8 to $14 a pound. And so we got orchards of them. So there is no pecan. This is a pecan. This is a satsuma. He's putting out little satsumas now, and they've been engineering them down in Louisiana to grow up northern frost line. They come up with some good ones that grow all over the South here. And this is an iris that blooms fire on Mother's Day every year. It blooms a pretty yellow and red flower. So you get it once and you never have to worry about forgetting her, because she'll always remember it every year it blooms. And this is my favorite. I throw this in the truck to make it smell better or chew on it. You might have seen a couple more edibles, some chickweed and some other things there. And I don't have a sassafras tree here. The closest one I know of is about a quarter mile north of me. I've never seen them farther south than that, and they grow all up north. And this is one of your best survival foods. It tastes like root beer. This is where gumbo Philly come from. They grind the leaves, or you can dig the roots and brew up a sassafras tea. That's where root beer first come from. It's the best survival food. The whole tree is edible. And back in the 1500s, some settlers had got off the East Coast and got caught in a winter storm, and they were found a year later, and they had eaten nothing but this sassafras, and said they had strong vitality in them, and so it became known as a holy tree, and they started loading ships to England with wood. They said if you had enough sassafras on the boat, it could not be sank, or if you made your baby's crib out of sassafras wood, he wouldn't get the infant death syndrome. It was always safe, keep the evil spirits away. And what I didn't find in my yard was this popcorn tree, and there's a whole bunch on that, and it seemed like they're trying to hide the information. They're trying to change the information in Wiki about it, but it was just brought here just over 100 years ago, and stories change. I'll get into that later. I found something that's real easy to read here in Judges 2:14, and so this is what I usually do is break down these writings. So if you keep this letter chart, they're all the same. Keep your letter meaning chart in hand, or the other one I show works better, but they're all the same. And they're lying to us. This isn't Hebrew. This is written in the ancient Phoenician worldwide language, and it goes with these phonetic letter meaning charts, and it's closest to English. And this reads real easy. And so what they say about this is, and was hot the anger of Jehovah, Yahweh, against Israel. So he delivered them into the hands of plunderers, and who despoiled them. And he sold them into the hands of their enemies all around, so that they could not longer stand before their enemies. But this is a really easy one to read and understand. And so if we use the letter meaning chart, like I said, they're all the same. Vav, Yod, Chet, V-I, Chet, or H, or C-H, or W-I-C-H, which first. To make, divide first. You see that the Vav is the connector, the cotter key for your wheel, the connector pin. It means connected to. And then Yod. The Yod here is the hand, the work to make. So connected, to make, divide first. And so if you're working out of a group, which first to divide, which of the 7 days, which first. And then you have the hyphen here, so I'm going to read this backwards then forwards. P-A-P. Which first pop, or to open, knowledge faced. Po, where you got the pole, the poles are open on the porch. Which first pop make you, or to make the connected life, to assign. Which first to assign, to make the connected life by his rule, in his rule. To make, tain, T-N-M, to make tain from, to take the mark of. To make tain from bid, in hand, the bid. And then it's got the hyphen. We're going to read this backwards first. M-I-S-S. And then this way, S-I-M. Mrs. Work from. The Mrs. form. Or to maintain the bid from the Mrs. The I-M is said to be plural when it's on the gods, Elohim. Or on the end of anything, it's said to be plural, the plunderers. To bid, Mrs. from. To make, V-I-S-S-U. To issue. The Mrs. to issue. He's going up to his harem to make the issue. To make the Mrs. to issue the matu. This is where your word maturity come from. From to connect knowledge. M-T-U-A. From to connect knowledge. To make from cream. To make from cream. The machu, to make macrim. The maturity. Bid. And then this starts with an A, and it's going to read backwards. From the job, M-E, from the J-B, job. And then Yod, Vav, A, make, connect knowledge. From the job, to make, connect knowledge, to survey over, to look over, to learn. From the Iba, I-B-I, the like plural of ibis, of thought. From the Ibia, to make. From the job, to make in the works connected knowledge. From thought. From Sabib, M-S-B-I-B, from the surroundings. Sabib is your surroundings, and a stew is what's moving around in the surroundings. From the surrounding wall, W-L-A, from the Sabib wall, and then we got a hyphen, and read this backwards. to, or Valk, W-L-K, V-L-K, from the surrounding wall, walk, Jackal, J-K-L. The Jackal to Ode. He's watching over closely like he's owed something. He's got the chickens surrounded and he's walking around surveying them. The Jackal to Ode. To the Ode, or to Ode Lomad. Lomad is said here to mean stand, and if we look it up, we'll see 17 times, and mostly it's stand, but it means, it's down here one time, to withstand, and it means it means we see it in the Urban Dictionary here, the Lomad. That guy sat on his laptop for 8 hours and bought one coffee. Stamina. On one coffee, he used up their free internet for 8 hours. He got stamina. The nomads are the moving, and the lomads is the staying power. The lomad, the long standing, the withstanding, to withstand. So it's the surrounding, to make the job of to make connect knowledge, to survey, to watch over from the surrounding wall, walk the Jackal, to see connect through the withstanding, the stamina, to bind ping, bind place. A ping is, if you're on the boat and you're taking soundings, you want to know how much fuel you have in the tank. You know, you would hit the sounding rod. There was a pipe that run down in the fuel, and depending on the level of fuel is the ping is going to come out. It's like hitting a long string on your guitar and then fingering it up close and hitting the tight string from the pong to the ping. So to bind the ping is to bind the position, to bind the depth, to bind the place, from the job to make connect knowledge. So one more time. So which first pop to make you in his rule? To make tain, to take the mark of, to make tain in hand, missus, from the harem of missus, from the missus, to make from, to issue, to ISSUE, to make consume the secret connected, to make issue, to empty the connected knowledge, matu, to make from cream, the matu, to make from the cream, the as it matures, you stir the milk, and as it matures, the cream will float to the top, and to make from cream, bid, from the job, to make connect knowledge, to learn, from the job, to survey, from the surrounding wall, walk the Jackal to Ode, or the Jackal to Ode, stamina, to bind the depth, to bind the place, to position, to bind the position. So the man you want to give the job, or the woman you want to give the job to look over your harem, the mature one, to would be learned from the wall of the walk of the Jackal. I'm sure that this was a painting in Egypt. It'll take some time later and see if I can find it. And but the walk of the Jackal, that's usually seems to be This one where they're weighing up the heart and the work. The yod, the feather, is the work in Egypt. Their work was writing. So the symbols have a little different meaning. From the Sabib, from the surrounding wall, walked Jackal, owed the stamina to bind the depth from the job to connect knowledge, from the depth to bind the depth from the knowledge. All right, hope y'all put that together and get, there's a couple meanings in there. And I got to go pick them blackberries, and I'll see if I can get back and tell you some more about the popcorn tree and what's going on with it. All right, good day, folks.